Even when you're acting on set, there's 60, 70, 80 people watching you. Social media is fake. Everyone's only showing the good side and the highlights of life.
My parents are always yelling in Punjabi very loud.
Why are your parents yelling? I think you need to call the police on them.
No, they're just like...
This is not a good household, Jasmine. Okay? Call the hotline.
Okay, welcome back to another episode with me, Ekti, Manrav, and special guest, Sukhman.
Sukhman.
Sasri Kala Mitra.
Sasri Kal ji.
Whoa, that was intense. Sasri Kal Sukhman, yo. Good to see. It's crazy how life works, because I was just watching this guy sitting there on the toilet on my phone on crave, yo. Now we're here, yo. That's wild, man.
Where's no, it's actually crazy. We were sitting in Manrav's living room and we were watching
the whole show.
Yeah, the whole show. And I guess like maybe it was announced before, but I didn't know that you were going to be in it. And I saw it. I was like, oh, that's cool. Because I've seen your TikToks before as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
But yo, let's start off with this, all right? Where are we? New location.
Right now? We're in Sukhman's basement.
This is my basement.
No,
you guys like the view?
No.
Yeah, basement with the view of Vancouver.
We're doing like a nice little Vancouver podcast today, yo. Yeah. Just because we don't want to like bless everyone the great experience of driving to Abbotsford.
Yeah.
You know, like we understand it can be like very beautiful for some people and like just overwhelm them with how beautiful the drive to Abbotsford is.
It's very overstimulating, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys call it Abbey, right? Or no?
Abbey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Abbey Pendamittaranda. It's different, yo. It's like Caledon. Like, oh, can I say that? Caledon?
Yeah.
Caledon? Okay. It's like Caledon in Ontario. Yeah. But it's like open. It's like open vibes. It's not like shady. More like
start from there, yo. What's your thoughts on Vancouver? Obviously, seeing the city behind us.
Yeah,
super nice, a lot of skyscrapers.
The sun came out when he's about to ask you that.
Wow, look at that.
It's like
Vancouver's shining.
I love Vancouver. So, you know, if I take it back, I used to live here.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in Toronto. I think I was kind of mentioning briefly.
Yeah.
But then I grew up in Richmond. I have a lot of family, a lot of friends here.
And we met one of them yesterday.
Yes, you did.
We've actually known him for a while, but
Shout out Parm.
Yeah, Parm versus the world.
Parm versus the world cousin.
I know. Which
the
is
entire
insane because he told us the story of how it worked out too.
It's crazy, man. But so, and then my parents decided to move back. This was about grade 5.
Yeah.
So like middle school time, and then I went back to Toronto and or Brampton. You know,
Yeah.
Toronto the Hagging, but you know, we're from Brampton originally.
Yeah,
solid.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of talent. And
why'd you leave the hood then? What happened? Why took you away from here? Beautiful British Columbia.
You know what?
You guys look off of your guys' water view in downtown. You guys see like nothing.
It's true, man. It's very flat comparatively, but up on the short easy. So the parents made that decision. You ride with it, and
that's true. Plus,
because realistically, what is a 5-year-old gonna tell their like?
No, but you were born there too.
And
like, there's arguably like I don't know. Like, there's a lot more population. There's a lot more like opportunities and stuff.
Wait, in Toronto?
In Toronto.
Yeah. Back in the day, for sure. Back in the day, for sure. I don't know. Now I feel like it's Toronto and Vancouver both like UFC real estate, and you know this.
It's probably like really refreshing when you come here though, right? Because there's like mountains and everything, but it's really flat in Toronto.
It's true, man. I mean, I love coming here again. Family, friends, they always bring you back.
But Richmond is flat too at the same time.
You think so?
You're Richmond. What do you mean? Scientifically, scientifically, Richmond flat as shit, yo. That should go straight into the ocean. Richmond is gonna be the first place to die in a tsunami.
So you know what? God. Luckily, we're out in Ontario then. Right?
Yeah. We actually just had someone on the podcast who was like, real shout out Taryn, who was like, they kind of got worried, or someone in their family got worried that we we're gonna have a big earthquake and tsunami here, so they moved to Toronto.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they moved back. It was like a major life choice.
Opposite. What do we? Okay.
Like, we don't think like that, yo. Richmond on top forever, yo.
Yeah. I mean, I remember being in school and a little kid, and we would have to leave the classroom because of earthquakes.
Yeah.
Or
like real ones.
Real ones, and I never experienced that in Toronto growing up.
That's some hood stuff, yo. No way. you could
I remember doing drill. I thought you were just talking about drills, but that's crazy to hear that there was
I remember a few
earthquakes.
Times.
Yeah. There was like minor ones, but that's insane. Yeah.
I know, but coming back to Vancouver, what's one thing that you'd say is different from Toronto? Like, what's the one key difference that you can point out from Toronto and Vancouver?
Obviously, I think everyone it's the mountains. It's the nature. We don't have that. I mean, you can go drive up north and you'll see mountains and big hikes, or go down Montreal, like Old Quebec past that. You'll get that. But obviously, it's much closer. And you just feel like grounded. You feel it feels nice.
What about the difference between the people there and people here?
So the one thing I noticed, I feel like, Toronto, New York is very hustle bustle. Whereas, the West Coast from like LA to Vancouver, it's
we don't do shit.
chill.
We don't do shit here. Where's the pani which swimming
Yeah, it's more relaxed.
Yeah.
Maybe because our people came here first. I don't know, like with the Kamaga to Maru and all that. Apne pehle te settle away, and I feel like because you guys do have like second generation, maybe third, I don't know.
There is.
It's all first gen.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's kind of like Englandy in that way. Like in England, a lot of the people you meet are like third, fourth, fifth generation, and it's like 100%. Wildly insane. Because like I've never just seen so many like senior, like you know, like Babbe, like old Punjabi people, and then you talk to them, they're like perfect English, like better than you. Like hello, like how you doing? And then this just trips me out. But I would still say like most like of the people I grew up with were like first generation.
Okay.
But maybe just like where I grew up in Abbotsford. But
true. I would say that too. Like growing up in Abbey, I would argue like very rare cases of people that are maybe second generation parents.
Where do you feel more like Punjabi?
We're more Punjabi.
Where do you like die like more like you think here or there?
In Brampton, bro, to be honest.
Brampton, definitely has the Punjabi culture, the population there. Same time, there are other, like, there's a lot of Kale, there's a lot of Tamil, Guyanese, Gore as well.
Very diverse.
It is diverse. But Surrey definitely beats Brampton in Punjabi.
I knew
I personally think so.
Like Toronto is the most diverse city in the world in terms 100%. Of like Punjabis aren't the only like people who got a bunch of people. There are people from every culture. Surrey is like, I don't think it'd be the most diverse city in the world.
No, Toronto's definitely a mosaic if you call it. Every culture is pinpointed.
There's a mismatch of like what you call dialects and accents, like from the Toronto slang. It's just a mixture of like so many different things. You got Jamaican, you got British, you got like so many different like people. There's always like one dialect. It's you guys have a strange accent.
Toronto's a cool place to take an Uber. You'll never know who's gonna come.
You never know.
It's pretty
speaking on that accent, I remember middle school to high school was very like hip hop influential right era. So I remember you wearing those 5XTs. My parents are like, Aki Paya. I don't know, like they're going down to your gold day, but like, nah ma, like and you're wearing, it's a style and the shoes and even the slang. So I remember talking a certain way, and then you get to university and and then it becomes proper English or better English. It's not that slang.
English prof's gonna be like,
that's true, yo. But it is like one thing about you. Like I remember when I was in England and I was like, yo, what's up? And they're like, are you from Canada? And like they just know it's like just something about you, man. Like they don't have it like that anywhere else. Like let's get an impression of the younger you, like what your accent was like your Toronto accent. Like you still got it in you, or you like fully eradicated?
When you gotta play a character or something, you pull out from that Brampton, right?
You kind of did, especially in the show. You like whipped out like a pretty crazy character, dude.
That was definitely not me. He plays a different character, but in that show, like Sonny, he plays like a typical Brampton boy.
And Sonny's like Chaka there, right?
Yeah, he's probably one of my favorite characters on that show.
Sonny's hilarious.
But otherwise, man, you got it in you, man. Everyone's like, yo, he's saying, dog. That's
a classic.
That's good, bro.
I always say that.
What?
Like I'll pick up the phone. Right? Like, I'll be, yo, what are you saying? I'll be like, I don't know. I'll be like, yo, what are you saying, though?
But it's funny when you look back, you say so many things and it never made sense to people. Like, Bridget. Just like so many things. And, but.
Speaking on that, can we get a wagwan?
Yo, wagwan.
No, that's it, yo. We just got blessed.
All right, we're interrupting this podcast for a special message from our sponsors, MJM Furniture. Come check them out. They have locations in Coquitlam and Surrey for the best furniture in the Lower Mainland. Go check out MJM Furniture. They got the beds, they got the sofas, they got the chairs, they got the tables, they got everything that you can imagine and more. They've been turning your house into a home for the last 30 years. And guess what? If you guys use the code HBM10, you get 10% off on your next purchase. Take it away.
Back to the podcast.
All right, let's go into the main thing of the show. So obviously with the show, you played a pretty decent role in the show too. Like it wasn't like some small role. Like you had a good amount of screen time on it as well, I would say, right?
Yeah.
And what was the key takeaway from the show? What's one thing that you remember most about the show?
Yo, can I also ask after, like, I also want to know if you were into acting like a long time before that.
Yeah.
Because I did do my research.
I know this,
but like,
because I've been on TikTok and I remember seeing all those TikToks about acting. Okay. So
yeah. But maybe you can answer whichever one you want first.
Maybe we'll start with that. I think it'll kind of lean toward in the whole story. If I take it back to Vancouver, at that time I was I wasn't a Singh. I was a Mona at that point. And I was going through this transition phase of wanting to keep my hair and learning about, Sikhi and what a Singh and what all that is.
Yeah.
And during that time, I was like, I was fairly young, but I wanted to do something. I'm like, if I'm becoming a Singh, I want to represent and I didn't really know what it meant at that point.
Yeah.
I just had like posters of, you know, Michael Jordan and Muhammad Ali and LeBron, but I never had a poster of a Singh or Apna for that matter. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to become a Singh. I want to become a Singh and I want to do something. And with that thought in mind, like, you know, you go through school and it's a very, you know, cookie cutter kind of thing where you go to high school and I love the arts. You know, I loved drama. I was really good at drawing. I was good at music.
Yeah, so you were more of a creative person.
I was, but at the same time, it was just a joke. It wasn't. It was just for fun.
Yeah, because that's kind of how like people in our culture treat it, like creative as like just a hobby or.
Yeah, that's not science, English, math. That's what you got to be. Yeah. So with that in mind, and then we think of our parents, right? All immigrants came here, and if we don't do anything better, it's kind of shame on us. So I definitely wanted to go to school and study. So I went to architecture school. Nice. So cool. So I worked as a junior architect as well. So once I kind of cleared that, I was like, okay, now I have that under my belt. My parents can only say so much. Now I'm gonna chase that dream, and that started off honestly with posting pictures on Instagram. Okay. And it started with modeling. Like this was never part of the plan. Right?
That's sick.
And photo karte, and then, you know, after like a month, someone reached out saying, hey, we want to use you as a model. That's wicked. And so in the beginning, a lot of free work, you know, free gigs, modeling, and then acting kind of came after, but then I started doing runways. So from modeling pictures to runway. And then runway, you meet people in other industries like commercials.
And then probably, so were you a Singh at that point?
I was a Singh then,
Yeah, so that's probably so like cool to be one of like the first things to like get into that.
Yeah, so this is like 4 or 5 years ago, I guess, right? When I was kind of tipping toeing into this, and then from runways to commercials. And then commercials, I remember I didn't even know what a slate was. So like when you do an audition, you gotta slate yourself and your name, your height, and all that. I didn't really know what that was, and whatever we knew, we did it. And then from there went for like short films, and then short films were like, you know what? I want to I love this. And I want to do more. And then you start learning of what acting really is. And it's not as easy as what people think it is. I'm sure you guys know, but
100%.
Then you learn how to screenwrite and read scripts and analyze characters and arcs and all that.
Man.
So did you go to school for it then, or you just kind of freelance?
No, I just freelanced. I never took really any class. I went to like one improv class, but otherwise I just kind of and then you try it out, and then if you feel like something's sticking, then you keep going, and I feel doors keep opening up.
Exactly.
If you're doing it for the right reasons.
100%.
If you're doing it for money and fame, it's the wrong industry to be in.
Because then you're just gonna be like looking at the wrong things, and things are gonna open up.
And it's not gonna work. And I know a lot of people that had started with me or right before and after, and they stopped. And you know, for their own reason, they didn't have that passion.
That stuff doesn't keep you going. Like the money and the fame is not going to keep you going. As soon as something goes wrong, you're like, yo, I can make money like doing some other shit.
100%.
Right? But like if you actually just love like getting into the character and like putting yourself out there, like that's what it's about, man. Then it's like even when you're working for free, you're going to feel like you're rich.
100%. And I will imagine, I'm sure you guys got this question before. What would you do if money wasn't an issue? Or, what would you be doing? And when you answer that question, you figure out a way to monetize. Obviously with that, like you get paid to do gigs. But I remember doing a lot of free stuff, and I know sometimes people want the shortcut, but if you really want something, there's no shortcuts, right? You gotta, you gotta take the long road.
No, when you're really doing something that you love, the opportunities just come to you.
They do.
You
definitely gotta manifest it.
You gotta manifest it. What's your experience with that?
I'm a big believer in manifestation.
No way, me too. You put it down, bro. Put it down, bro. I got you too. I read it in a book like every day.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Like even like everything I have now, like to this day, like with whatever I have going for me, like a year ago it was in a book and it was just written out like how it is now. And it's just like turned. But it's like also like I feel like manifestation is like just a word that gets beat to shit. I think it's more like having faith in your ardas. God, like I really think like God is there for you and will give you what you ask for. You have to ask for from a good place in your heart and then believe in it. You can't just like write something on a piece of paper and be like, yo, I don't know if this is gonna happen. Like you just put yourself in that mindset.
100%. I was actually talking to my cousin about this recently, and you know, I feel like manifestation people get it wrong. They think they say like, oh, I want this, or I'm gonna get this. You gotta act like you've already received it, right? But not just say it. You gotta believe it. You gotta envision it. You gotta feel it.
You literally gotta like wake up and you like feel like, yo, I'm like sitting in my office right now. Then you're like, oh shit, I'm in the basement.
But it's perspective.
It's like perspective.
Perspective changes everything. So
100%. Jasmine's big on manifestation too.
Yeah.
I like
it works.
Like her phone.
It does. You just really have to believe in it, but you can't just like write it out and be like, okay, it's gonna happen. You have to work towards it as well.
You gotta put the steps in.
Yeah, but then I feel like once you already like write it down or you have it like in your mind, you subconsciously just work towards it.
Yeah.
It's
pretty crazy. Like even like when in January or even like before that, like a year ago, I like got the idea for like a software company, right? And it was like a pretty good idea. But before that, like I would always just think like, yo, what do I want to do? I don't know what the hell to do. And then like, have you ever heard like the red card theory? Where it's like,
yes,
right? Yeah. It's pretty sick.
Then you keep seeing it.
Yeah, it's like, how many red cars did you see today? And you're like, I don't know, like probably like, I don't know, maybe none, maybe like 10. But then like, if you actually like consciously go out and you like look for red cars, you'll be like, yo, shit, there's so many. And that's what puts yourself in that mindset. And even later on, it's like, just looking for things.
It's almost having like an abundance mindset, like believing in yourself that the opportunity is always going to be present as long as you put in the work, right?
But we're all connected. It's all energy. It's all connected, right?
Yeah. There's people on the other side of things too in like negative loops at like every level.
Absolutely.
We're just like affecting other people.
Yeah. But again, then it's perspective. You see it. Everyone's going through something, right? You look at the world, like you look behind us. How many rooms are there? How many people are sitting happy, and how many people are probably hate that they're in Vancouver doing this job?
What's the difference?
On the flip side is like they have a job in this economy, right? So it's all perspective, but
it literally is all perspective, because you can like go to third world countries and people kill someone to have the same opportunity that we have here. There were a lot of like topics that people were touching upon that like I guess kind of not made the community upset or anything, but they were happier that like they were being brought up because Justin was bringing it up, and it wasn't like the Gore or like someone like another scriptwriter was bringing it up or whatever, if that makes sense. But one of the topics was like the whole thing with the gurus, and I think it was the first or second episode.
First or second, I think.
Yeah. So the topics they were diving into was like, I feel like had it been taken out of context, like it could have been bad. But I think he did a good job with balancing it out and hitting the pain points and hitting all the target points he wanted to. So yeah, like you said, kudos to Just Rain. Major props, major flowers, because he could have went that Hollywood route and just been like,
it's pretty nuts.
But I think he did do like a good job with like portraying that message out there. For like, especially because like I know like kids our age, they have definitely have identity crisis with like their the style, right?
Everybody can.
That's true. And just like, you know, from the parents to the friends and the cousin, like all those relationships are very important. And the way he kind of goes about them, you know, at the end, it really picks up. The last 2 episodes really get intense.
Yo, it's so intense, man.
And that's all things that I'm sure people have thought of. Like, I don't want to swear at my parents, but like I almost did, or someone's like I almost hit or they hit their parents. But it's never showcased. Because it's a very taboo subject in our culture, and he went out and he showed it. And television, again, it's not always real, but you're watching because it's things that never happen. You want something crazy to happen. Well, if you know exactly what's going to happen, what's the point of watching a show? You want conflict, you want problems. But he creates a lot of conflicts, a lot of problems.
Yeah, he does.
And Desi dads, right, in general, they
can hold stuff in for so long. Like nobody's as petty as them, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. Like they'll not talk to you for like 3 months, and then you'll find out what it is, and it's like, holy crap.
It's not that serious, right?
And relationships between our parents, right? Like they're not all lovey-dovey. You know, she's like, at the one episode, I think it's 8th, she's like, do you love mom? And he's like, he doesn't say I love you. He just says she does everything. She takes so he's showing love in a different way. She takes care of you guys. Right? So
which I guess like it's
hard to understand, dude, when you're growing up in a world full of like Gorendi romance movies, and then your own parents are always just like, they seem like transactional, but it's like their own way, yo. When you go from like $0 and berry picking to like whatever houses they have now and like stuff going for them, I guess at the end of the day, like that, you just want to live a chill life.
Absolutely.
No, I really, even like from the girl's perspective, I did like how like his sister's role was portrayed in there, like how, like the problems like brown girls in our community deal with as well. And because in like the show, she kind of had like a crisis, like you know, if she wanted to get roped or not. To you.
To Jasprit. No, Jasprit's he's a cool character. You know, cringy. I mean, I think we all have a little bit of Jasprit in us.
I want to give Jasprit a hug. I wanted to give Jasprit a nice close hug.
I think he'll be here next week.
He had that crispy Pagh, yo.
That Pagh was nice. But yeah, no, she definitely has. They showcase that and like how. You know, sometimes women, their biggest achievement in life is just getting married. Which is not.
Like a lot of places in the world are still like that.
Unfortunately. And it's like, no, there's so much more to life. And you see now, especially that some people get roped and engaged and things break off. Right?
So much. I feel like now more than ever, man. It's insane.
It is insane. And divorce is mentioned.
I feel like from the show too, like you can tell like it's harder on the girl than it is on the guy.
Yeah. Just that girl, like nobody gives a shit. Like she's like trying to talk to her dad at Tim Hortons or whatever. And he keeps it's like it's just not hitting, and then she just like gives up. That's like such a lonely spot to be in. Like it's like so weird. Especially I love the part like the Roka. She's like surrounded by her family, but inside she's just dying inside. Like that's some real shit, yo.
It is. Yeah.
So it's sad, right? But and
sorry to go so depressing with it. I was like, damn, there's a lot to it.
I think it's important to talk about these things because who else is gonna do it, right? Even and back to our parents, like there's one part in the show where he's waiting in the car. His mom starts talking to someone else. I'm sure we can all relate.
He kicks it, right?
He goes to his meeting.
That's XD. XD's like, yo, my meeting. I got work to do and shit.
But his mom at the very end, she comes back, right? But she says this quote or like some kavi or whatever it is. She says in another, I think Hindi or something.
It's like Kashmiri Punjabi, right?
Kashmiri Punjabi, right? And he's like, where did you learn that, or where did you hear that? She's like, I wrote it. So we don't know that our parents also had dreams at one point, right? They had, and but the thing is, they put it all aside for us, and so it's like you in that moment you get to see that she had something, but she's like, oh, don't worry, let's just go home.
100%. They have that side to them too. It hits because like I traveled to Europe a few times, and every time I would go, like sometimes my mom would be like, oh, you're in this city, like I always wanted to go to this city, you know? And then I'd be like, what do you mean? And then she'd be like, oh, kinda, like it's all good. I'd be like, damn, look, I got you this like mug.
Oh my god,
just drink out of the mug, yo. And even that, like I remember one time I took that mug to work and I lost it, and she was pretty sad. Oh man. But like, I wish that they could do it, but like it's all good. They live like through us sometimes. Like when I was sending pictures and stuff, they'd be hyped.
They live vicariously to us, right?
I think it's sad though. A lot of apne parents will never take a vacation until they're fully retired, and at that point, how much enjoyment can you really get out of it?
Yo, right? But it's like a philosophy of their life too, dude. Because I feel like they're not working for vacation. Like when you grow up here, right? You kind of like work for like a vacation. You're like, yo, I'm gonna go to Mecca. I'm gonna go to Cancun in December. Like I can't wait. Every day, like I used to work in an office, and every morning I'd be like, yo, so where are you traveling to next? But for our parents, they never give a fuck, yo.
But they're just built that way, right?
Yeah, they're built that way.
I know my parents haven't. Now they've traveled a little bit. My mom more than my dad. Cancun, or like we went to Australia because I went to school there.
I went to Australia too.
A
few times. Like I went to Melbourne and Brisbane. And it's pretty cool, man. But they're kind of like in their own corner of the world, effed off and shit. Don't care about anyone. And they don't like America at all. And I like America a lot. USA, baby.
But yo, they love Canadians though.
They do like Canadians.
One thing about Manrav, I'll tell you right now, this guy's the biggest travel geek. So like he's been to like so many different countries.
You know what's so funny? Sorry to cut you off. You know what's so funny? It's like, okay, so like we went to Edmonton last weekend, right? And we were late as fuck to the airport, but I didn't care because I was like, guys, I've traveled more than all of you, and I've never missed a flight in my life. Like, that's all I was saying. I was like, guys, past performance indicates future performance for me, right? And these guys are tripping out. They're fucking angry, dude. They're yelling. The vlog.
We got there 2 minutes right before they closed, like the flight was gonna take off.
But we didn't miss the flight and shit, right? So it's chills. Even those guys are 160 kilometers an hour. Because I wanted to go to like Godar and Mathar Tek before, because I'm a little desi like that. And I was like, yo, God will like literally make the freaking pilot spill coffee on his pajama and like go do the laundry.
2 minutes.
Yeah, but like give us 2 minutes, right? And it just worked out like that. And then the same thing on the way fucking back, dude. Remember we were packing my techi? And you guys were all like, yo, you brought too much shit. You don't know how to pack. This is never gonna fit. So I the max weight in the techi, right? It was 23 kilos. Mine was 23.07. I looked at the lady at the check and I was like, yo. She's like, yo, that's it, man.
Bless.
Yeah, bless.
See, this is
what it was just like no stress and shit, man.
Yeah, the funny thing is, you should have seen him on the way when we were like, so like we have to like walk out the doors and then like go up, walk a little distance to get to the plane. This guy's, he was like holding his pants. He's like,
okay, because yo, like in security, I forgot. I started wearing a belt now because I figured I'm like 22 years old. I should wear a belt, right? But then we were like kind of late to the flight, so like you take the belt off and then you have to obviously put it back on. But my jeans were way too loose, so I didn't have time. I just went to go in and play. My pants kept falling down. And Jasmine was trying to do it. Jasmine loves aesthetically like videos and shit, right? So she was trying to like walk up to the plane to make a video, and like all you see is like me trying to hold my fucking pants on. I was like ruined it, yeah. That's like more us. Like I feel like for you, like TikTok and all that, like the clips, like you probably probably not as into that type of stuff, right?
Into TikTok?
No, like maybe. Like,
no, yes.
No way.
Like you make your stuff. I feel like honestly, you guys probably know it as well. Like social media is fake. To a point, right? Everyone's only showing the good side and the highlights of life and nothing else, right? All you see is vacations. You're like, why are they vacationing? Why am I not? So I do post, and you do that. But at the same time, sometimes I'm like,
do you go on it more? Or do you post and ghost? What's your philosophy? Have you heard of the post and ghost philosophy?
Yeah, you just do it and then you kind of go about your thing. So I do that. I think when I go places, I'll take pictures and videos, and I've traveled quite a bit now, and most things I had never posted. I just felt like I took the pictures, I made the videos I wanted for myself, and if I were to ever post, but other times I just don't post, and I'm like, people don't need to know. I feel like no one cares about anybody really. Yeah. You know? Maybe Ototon, they might show it, but I'm like, it's people want to see it. People might not want to see it. If anything, I want to show more of my work. If I can be if I can work on my craft and just show that, I think that's my goal. But
should we do a little spontaneous role play right now? Let's test all of our acting skills. Should we like pretend to be a chef at an Indian restaurant? 30 seconds. Okay. Did you ever do that type of stuff? Like those acting exercises, just fucking get into like a frame of mind.
Yeah. I want you guys to, but like again, I never took a lot of classes. Yeah. But from learning, you do see people doing impromptu.
Okay. That's okay. Let's go turn by turn, all right? But no one can pick it for themselves. Okay. All right. Jasmine, be a Punjabi auntie who's getting late for work, and her kids are holding her up because no one's ready in time.
I'll be the kid.
Now you're gonna be a thug. You're gonna be the auntie. You're gonna be a gangster. Okay. Talking to the auntie. That's what,
really?
Yeah. So you reply everything back to her in gangster, and like that, and then you be the
auntie that's getting late for work.
Your kid got you late.
Lights, camera, action.
तू हमेशा मैंने लेट करता रहना फोन पे बैठा रहना मैं काम से लेट अच्छा निकल बाहर.
Auntie, chill, bro. Why you tripping?
I can't do that. that was the most auntie that's gonna come out of me. I can't do it.
Love it. Tadiya.
That's pretty sick. Okay, pick one for me and him now.
I got you.
The fans
I got you. You're gonna be an angry customer at a restaurant that just got his Shahi Paneer order completely messed up, and you're gonna be the head chef.
Head chef.
That has to deal with it.
Okay.
Oi, tu padya kitthon aa khana banaun? टट्टी आती मेरे मिसाले दे विच
भाई मैं अमृतसरों पढ़िया ਵੱਡੇ ਘਰ ਤੋਂ ਆਇਆ
भाई ਇਦੋਂ ਵਧੀਆ ਖਾਣਾ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਸੱਸ ਬਣਾ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਆ
ਫਿਰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆ ਸੱਸ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਦੀ ਨੂੰ
ਚਪੇੜ ਮਾਰ
ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਵਾ ਚੰਗੀ ਪੈ ਕੇ ਖਾ
ਮੈਂ ਮਸਾਲਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾ ਦੇ
ਕਿਹੜਾ ਮਸਾਲਾ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਇਆ ਤੇਰੀ ਜੇਬ ਚ
ਲਾਲ ਮਸਾਲਾ
ਲਾਲ ਮਸਾਲਾ ਆ ਯਾਰ ਜਾਵੇ ਯਾਰ ਬੇਕਾਰ ਬੰਦਾ ਯਾਰ ਤੂੰ
Okay, yeah, no. I got another one. Sukhman definitely won that one.
Sukhman. No winning. There's no winning. We're all winning.
Sukhman, you're gonna be like the counselor, like a psych counselor. It's gonna help. And then Jasmine, you're gonna be a stressed out student that just failed her exam.
What kind of counselor am I?
You're just a counselor, just a counselor.
Like a counselor?
Okay. Like a high school counselor.
Can I just be like I'm really burnt? Can I just be like I'm really burnt out and depressed?
Yeah, sure. Jasmine can be a really depressed student.
And I failed my midterm.
Hey, Jasmine, what brings you into the office?
I failed.
Put a smile on your face. It's a happy day today.
I failed my midterm.
You failed your midterm?
Yeah, and I've been working a lot, and I'm so burnt out.
Did your parents know?
No.
I think we got to bring your parents in, Jasmine. It's not something we take here. You know, we take it very, very harshly.
But they're brown. They're just gonna tell me to drink cha.
Brown? What does that mean? What does brown even mean, Jasmine?
Punjabi. They're gonna be like drink some cha. You'll be fine.
Cha? Is that like
mental health doesn't?
Tea? Is that tea?
Yes, that's tea.
Jasmine, listen, this is what I can tell you. This is what I tell my kids when they're in my class. You got to put a smile on your face, okay? First, you got to go home and study. And once you're done studying, go to sleep. Go to sleep. Have some good sleep. Wake up in the morning, have jam, have cereal, orange juice, eat all of it, drink it, come back to school.
Okay, I'll try to. But my parents are always yelling in Punjabi very loud.
Why are your parents yelling? I think you need to call the police on them.
No, they're just like...
This is not a good household, Jasmine. Okay? Call the hotline.
That's a world class actor.
I think that was good.
That goes in the purple. That's fire, dude. That's insane. Fully. Yo, active. Let's do it so that like, okay, so like we're both Gurdwara Ragis, and I'm the one who's like trying to make all the money and stuff, and you're like the guy who's like following like
Sikhi.
You know, he's like, yo, can it?
Yeah. And then what is he? He's the bystander.
No, you guys. This is you.
Okay.
Yeah, this is you guys.
Oh my God, this is gonna be bad.
Hey, bro. ਪੈਸੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਕਰੀਏ
ਨਾ ਰਹਿਣ
ਆ ਕੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਹੋਣਾ
ਰਹਿਣ ਦੇ
ਕਿਸੇ ਤੇ ਕੁਰਤਨ ਚੱਕਦੇ ਆ ਆਪਾਂ
ਰਹਿਣ ਦੇ
ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਵੀ ਗਿਆਨ ਸਵੀਟਸ ਵਾਲਾ ਓਨਰ ਨੇ ਆਉਣਾ you have to be the good guy, bro. I am. Yeah. ਆਪਾਂ ਇੰਨਾ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਗਾਉਣਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਬੁਟੂਏ ਖਾਲੀ ਕਰ ਦੇਣੇ ਆ
ਨਹੀਂ ਏਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਲੰਗਰ ਹਾਲ ਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੋਰ ਖਾਣਾ ਰੱਖਣਾ Manrav, you're the greedy Raghi?
Yeah.
You're the innocent bystander.
ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਆ ਨਾ ਜੋ ਮਰਜੀ ਪੂਰਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਪਰ ਬਸ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਲਾਈਕ ਚੈੱਕ ਬੁੱਕ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਆ ਭਾਜੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਜੇ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਦੀ ਮਰਿਆਦਾ ਨਾ ਸਾਡੀ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਟ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਰਿਆਦਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਚੈੱਕ ਬੁੱਕ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਖਾਲੀ ਫਿਰ ਜੋ ਮਰਜੀ
ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ
ਨਹੀਂ ਭਾਜੀ ਯਾਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੀਰ
ਨਾਲੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਾਜ ਨਾਲੇ ਵੀਰ
ਤੇਰਾ ਪਿੰਡ ਮੇਰੇ ਪਿੰਡ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆ
ਫੇਰ ਕੀ
ਜਮਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਪੜਦਾਦੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਪੜੇ ਆ
ਤੇ ਫੇਰ ਉਹਦਾ ਕੀ ਲੈਣ ਦੇਣ ਤੇਰੇ ਦਾਦੇ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਲੈਣ ਦੇਣ
ਆਪਾਂ ਭਾਜੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਾਉਣੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਘਰੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਾ ਦਿੰਨੇ ਆ ਟੱਚ ਮੀ ਉਹ ਯਾਰ ਉਹ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਬੁਲਾਓ ਯਾਰ
Yeah, that was good. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Okay, so since we're on this whole acting thing, right? What was it like working with, like some like the biggest icons for kids like us growing up, like Babu?
How was it working?
Like with working with Babu, Jasrin. Like, did you watch them growing up as well?
Yeah, so I kind of knew them. So the whole lot, we used to have this thing called Sikh Activist Network.
Okay. Yeah.
And part of that was this event they held called When Lions Roar. I don't know if you guys heard of it.
I heard of it, dude. I used to see it on Instagram when I was like middle school.
And everyone, they used to call everyone like from Humble Apoy, Lily Singh, Superwoman, Just Rain, like Jagmeet Singh, everyone. They were part of this come up.
Yeah.
And I feel like everyone that was part of that group that kind of stuck with it. They became something. They stuck to their craft. Yeah. And that was kind of like the start. That's where I kind of got to know Babu and AK was there. Like all these guys were part of that circle.
Yeah.
And but that time I wasn't part of. I was just a volunteer. I was just a kid. But my journey started in the last few years.
Yeah.
So. But working with them was amazing, right? Like, Just Rain as a YouTuber, but in real life, he's a different person. And in this show, he was wearing so many Pagh.
Yeah. Sorry, Pagh.
And
Pagh.
And from producer to writing, so he had a lot of weight he was carrying.
He was,
but yet he did it with so much, passion. He would come on set, and he's a main star, right? So when he's directing a little bit, and he's looking over stuff like Chaps, his manager, also producer.
Chaps.
Right,
Chaps and him are still like a thing.
Oh, they're
Chaps
boys.
and are full you to the end, eh?
Chaps is
you remember Chaps, Jasmine?
Yeah, I remember, but I don't think he was like, I don't.
No,
they sound so
I remember Chaps in his skits, dude.
Yeah,
Chaps was a sexy guy, dude. He's a sexy guy. Yeah.
So he's been holding down the fort since the beginning, and he was part of this project. A big reason how it all came to fruition.
Yeah.
But working was amazing.
Yeah.
They're playing different characters, and a lot of people again wanted that typical Just Rain.
Yeah.
But he brought another element from cinematic. The story writing. The production. He brought the value up. It wasn't just old they made.
Yeah.
Even the color grading to that, like it's a little more.
The color grading was thanda, yo. The
so
color grading
wasn't all like light and airy. It was
yeah.
That's the first thing I noticed as well. It was very like cool tone and like very dull.
It was very like mere pyo ne chaped mari hai. Ki denu desta. Like that's why I see life in that tone at that moment.
Mainu tare dasan la pe yaar. Chaped bat ke bajhi.
Yeah, but it's a good tone.
It's a good tone.
Like it's a very funny show with a serious message. Like it's cool.
I think that's the best way to do it though, because I think that embodies what Just Rain is, and as a person as creative, and he displayed it like really like in a really positive, like I guess not positive is the wrong word, but like he displayed it in a really creative and positive way, I'd say.
It's a different medium, right? From YouTube to TV, it's a different medium.
100%.
It works much. Like it took him years, right, from writing it, since he kind of left YouTube to make this come to life. And again, when they're working, people are in a different zone. Right. Like when you're playing a character, you're somebody else. But again, it was a pleasure working with all of them, and hopefully, there's season 2.
100%.
I think they left it off on a little bit of a cliffhanger, so they can. I think it is geared for season
100% season 2.
Yeah.
Another question is, how did the opportunity present itself to you?
Great question. So, I have an agent.
Yeah.
So my agent sends me
real estate agent.
So anything, TV, film, commercial, short films, whatever it is. When this was happening, I was actually going through a change. I was changing my agent. So I was kind of agentless.
No way.
So
that's crazy.
In that moment, I have a friend. You guys he's from Vancouver. Now he's in LA. Abu Khan. Abu Bakr. You guys know him?
Abu Bakr? Maybe. Do you know him?
No, I sound
honestly rings a bell.
Okay,
so I could have seen it, yo.
He's in that film world, production side of things.
Sounds like he makes choices.
And he sent me. He's like, hey, Sukh, like this casting's happening. If you haven't seen it, or if your agent has it sent to you, make sure you do it. And I was like, oh man, like what timing? Because I'm in between
agents. You're like nude, dude. You're like without an agent. That's like doesn't happen, right?
And so then we did the audition, and I had to do a few auditions, right? It's not like one, 1, 2, 3, and then Zoom audition, and eventually got the call. I was waiting. I felt like it was something that I could do.
Yeah, that's crazy.
When the call came in, it was like
anticipation.
I was like,
well, can you like DC? Right? You're probably still waiting. That's how it is.
But once you do the gig, you're already looking for the next, right?
Yeah.
So I try to soak it in. I'm like, this is not a big moment just for me, but I think our community as a whole.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's the first time you see a brown Pagala Munda first and foremost.
Yeah.
You know, we see like Kim's Comedians.
Yeah.
Like most people, they have their own shows.
Yeah.
This was our first.
That's true.
That is true.
It's like
that's why it was such a big deal too when like, it came out that he's actually like there's been talks about it that he's writing a show or he's producing one. Yeah. But when it actually came out with it, and it was like on one like a pretty big platform to like Crave, like that's insane. That's crazy.
And also Peter's backing and Just Rain came out as Just Meat.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing. He was fully trying to show that I'm just meat.
Just meat.
You know, like not to shit on other creators, right? But there have been other Punjabi creators in the space that have tried transitioning into traditional media, namely TV shows and whatnot, and they just can't keep up with it because it's hard. It's not easy. YouTube and
dude, when you're doing stuff for TV, you gotta like convince so many people to believe in you.
Exactly.
Like financially, like business wise, everything.
And I think for the most part, I think Late Bloomer, from what I saw, I think they met all the requirements so far, like in terms of what they were going for.
I think they did.
They're doing numbers.
Viewership and all that. I hope so.
I know like a lot of people got Crave just to watch that show too.
They did.
Crave definitely profited off that.
Yeah, and he has a global audience. So right now they're working on. I mean, even from before they signed with Crave because they got the best kind of working relationship and maybe funding and all that, and they're working towards getting it on a bigger platform internationally because he does have a lot of people in the UK.
Get on ZTV, get on Sony TV, get ATN. What's that one T-Series? Got that
T-Series.
T-Series crazy. I think obviously I think everyone thinks Netflix. Right. I think everyone wants to go on that because that's so globally renowned. But I think just starting off at Crave and showing like the industry what he's capable of, because he's a good writer. Like he is, right? Like to be able to leave it on such a good cliffhanger too. And like obviously the show's like sure it had its faults. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys it was like the most perfect
every
show. Every show has its faults.
Yeah.
But for what it was and for it being his first, I think he did an amazing job. So
And there's a big team like you guys mentioned. It's not just like when you're acting on set. There's 60, 70, 80 people watching you, right? So it's a big team effort.
What if you keep fucking up? Like can you like feel the tension in the room go up? Like everybody's kind of like, yo, goddamn.
So you know when they say like time is money?
Right?
On set, time is literally money because if you go over one day now like that scene, now you need every single person in that scene, you need all the gaffers.
Gotta feed them paronte too, the catering and everything.
Everything.
Were there like a lot of like times where like people did mess up, like a lot?
The times I was on set, everyone messes up some line here and there. Sometimes it's a technical issue, sometimes it's sounds, lighting, but for the nothing to a sense where everything happened as per scheduled.
Nice.
What I know, nothing really got pushed.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the actors that were also on there, they were pretty experienced with like a camera in front of them.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, right? Like you can't come out not knowing your lines and not knowing the scene and the script and
you can't improv. Yo, how much % can you like improv through? I guess it probably depends on the project, right?
It depends on the project. It depends on the writers. It depends on the director. So sometimes you get a scene and they want you to hit the words because production goes through the script. And they like these are the words that have to be said.
Holy shit! Like,
but it's also up to like them because they believe in you. So if you know the character, so a lot of lines or some scenes that we shot, it wasn't scripted because they give you the lines. Like my character handshaking him, like it was not scripted. It's supposed to be funny. It's just the character does something.
Dude. Yeah, because they teach you all that about the character, so you should be able to figure that stuff out.
So how the character dances, or in the TikTok video, there was no like. You have to do this, but it's like as that character, what decisions would he make?
Of course.
And and there's a flow happens.
You're in that frame, dude.
And then
that's
you kind
crazy.
of go about it. So, but it's cool.
I think you embodied just breathe very well. I think
you rocked it for then, but like that's crazy now because I know you, dude, and I feel like I know Just Breathe too. Like I feel like I've been dreaming about Just Breathe, right? And like obviously they're fundamentally different people, but it just amazes me because like you can just flip a switch like that and just get into that zone, right? Yeah. That just shows how much like hard work you put in on the back end, I guess, yo. Like you have to study the arcs and all that shit, like understand this person's like life.
Yeah,
like it's wild.
You have to adapt yourself to this whole different person that you are, right? Yeah. But the funny thing is, I think I said it while I was watching the show with these guys or someone else, but I was like, this is such a stereotypical brown realtor. Yeah, this is so well done.
He fully cracked it though, yo.
He fully
catched it.
He's like, bro, help me with my ad, and there's just this guy dancing in front of like a house. I'm like,
no, I think it's people are doing that nowadays, right?
They are.
And doing everything on TikTok, but at the same time, like the brother-in-law is. He's always trying to one up. But this character, I feel like he was very oblivious at the same time.
Yeah,
he's actually a good guy. But he's Bola, but he just. With the parents, he speaks more Punjabi. Those type of jokes. So, you want to get those brownie points, right?
Yeah, 100%. Honestly, dude, I feel like, I could kind of like vibe with that spirit too. He's a little pumper like that.
Well, me personally, I like, that character. When we shot that scene, it was definitely out of my
comfort zone.
You get comfortable because you're like, this is who I am, and, you're used to the set, but it's like not something I would do. But like what I want to do and what I want to see Singhs in is like doing some badass, kicking ass stuff. Like that's what I want to see.
Should we make a Fast and Furious with all Singhs, yo? Let's do it. With your connects, yo, and then like put me on a mic or something. I'll be like talking to him.
I feel like we get boxed in with these stereotypical roles.
Yeah,
and I've done them. Yeah, and at the moment, I probably will continue doing them.
Yeah.
And some people be like, but why? Then you're feeding into them like, listen, I don't have, like, you need to be on a platform where you can say no. And I feel like if I don't do it, I know who I am and what I stand for and my beliefs, but they're going to get the next brown guy that might not even have the same beliefs. They might not even be doing it for the community. And they're going to come in doing their own thing. Or they'll get like someone that just looks like a
that's true. That's true.
And until we get to a point where we're making movies and shows
like
where
kind of the G level, but like way more people.
But like, but in Gora, like when I first started, the one thing I wanted to do was like be in Punjabi movies. I'm like, Punjabi film because that's our people.
You could do it,
But then I was like,
fully good.
But I mean, hopefully, opportunities are presenting and there's some things in the works. So hopefully, it all goes well.
It, man.
Yeah, that's so sick.
But I was like,
something's in the work. Can you talk about it or no?
Not yet. But like
Jasmine, are you trying to get the tea?
Pagala guy or a Punjabi, Pagala, Punjabi film is just another Punjabi guy with a pug. But I feel like when you bring the pug into the Western side of things, there's more talk. There's more.
Hella, dude.
It's way more. There's more representation.
There are millions of people that are like, "What the hell is this?
What is this?
Like, what is this?"
And the more you do it, the more normal it'll become, right?
Yeah. Like normalizing it. Yeah.
Now and it's like it's normal. You don't flinch when you see Asian people on screen. It's just normal.
It is.
But you do flinch. I personally, I'm like, oh, brown person.
If you saw
or
do the Pagh in Fast and Furious.
Or even like any Marvel movie, I'll like, anything.
Marvel had that one Indian Sardar in the new Spider-Man.
Even like the Spider-Man, like the movie, the one with
they had that big leave for police officer. The one we just watched.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse to go to India.
Across
one of the Indian Spider-Man and there's like Indian police.
You know, like the animated version of Spider-Man that they made. There's like a multiverse where it's like it's recorded like in India, like I think Mumbai, Mumbai, and like the inspector, he's Mr. Singh.
He's Mr.
Inspector Singh, right?
Inspector Singh. There you go.
Like 10, 20 years ago, even roles like this wouldn't be around, right? You gotta kind of have that bigger vision. Like, people are gonna see you like that now, and eventually
people are gonna hate or love regardless, right?
The social justice warriors don't do shit but just stir stuff up, man. It's not really that serious. Like, we're getting out there, we know our beliefs and stuff. We're rocking.
I feel like once you know who you are and you're doing for a good cause, I feel like you got to stick with it and just keep writing it out. And eventually, if people are hating or don't agree with you, they'll see what you've damn, he's actually legit. He's actually a banda.
Is there any type of roles that you feel like you wouldn't be comfortable in though?
Yeah, so the stereotypical roles, like I mentioned, right now I would do them. Like, if you see a taxi cab driver or something, there's stuff that I'm working on and to kind of counteract that. But again, you gotta take these roles to have some merit, to have some sort of stage. Then you can say no. But like even now, like some people say, would you take this thought off for a role? Whoa. And now the next thing I'm gonna say, people might agree or might disagree. Like personally, I don't, but we stayed away from nashe pate, drinking and all that.
Dude, that's it. Say no to drugs. Same here.
But
stay away from drugs.
But the thing is, like, as a character, if my character were to drink or do drugs or hit a woman, like I would never hit a woman.
Yeah.
Would I do it? Yeah, because that's my character. That's not me. So you got to differentiate, like, you know, even just
you're not actually hitting someone on camera.
It's all fake,
like
right? You're not really drinking either. So as a character, I would make those choices. But now it's like people are gonna hate you because they're like, oh my god, you.
Short Singh's doing this. Yeah.
But then you look at Punjabi films, they're doing they're drinking, but it's very normal, and it's this is what men do in Punjab. Man, we shouldn't be like glorifying drinking. It's not actually not a good thing for our culture. Even go to like, oh, your weddings are great because you guys party and drink. So it's like, yeah, parties are great, but like, you know, it's not something we should be proud of.
I personally be like, yo.
But back to your question, like, you know, would I open my hair? I've done stuff where I have my hairs open, or like I have a toque on, or like I'm working in a vineyard. Like I did a thing for Hallmark. Yeah. So
No way.
Yeah. So I did a little. There's a movie coming off of Hallmark that I'm part of, and in that. I'm working in a vineyard, so I have like this other topi on.
Dude, that's crazy.
But again, that's not Sukhman anymore, right? That's
Carlos.
Carlos,
right?
Oh wait, you did Carlos?
Yeah, so I can disclose that.
That's so cool,
right?
Man.
But it's again, so now people are gonna hate like, oh, tu aap Sikhi sharti this, but it's like, listen, I am still that person. Yeah. I still have my dastar after the fact, and now if someone were to question me, they're like, oh, you actually tie that? Why do you tie that? I thought you didn't. No. This is who I really am. That's my character. And then when you differentiate that, people respect it. And I feel like hopefully that's what we get.
Okay, let me paint out a scenario.
100%.
Let me paint a scenario for you then. Okay, so let's say 5, 10, whatever amount of years down the line, right?
Yeah.
You end up getting all the roles you have ever wanted. You know, you're very successful, which I believe you will be, right? So when you get all these roles and you're walking down a red carpet, right?
Yeah.
And someone comes up to you and says, Pagh ban, in the movie you had a topi on. At that point, because it's a red carpet event, that's not a character anymore. It's you.
Okay.
So what would you do in that situation?
So I just want. He said, "Don't tie the star."
Don't tie the star. Wear what you wore in the movie.
Oh no, yeah, that's a definite no.
It's a no, right?
No, because at the red carpet, you're not the character. It's you.
It's you. Exactly.
Yeah, so you got to represent your true self. But in a film setting, you know, anything can happen. Yeah. There's a few things that I don't want to mention because it can get sticky. But I've turned down stuff because it just didn't flow with me. It didn't sit right with me. Even if it wasn't crazy, you read the script and you're like,
it's just not something. It just doesn't align with you.
It doesn't align with you. Your moral, again, morals, values all play. But
100%.
Comes a time where you're like, you know what? I'm gonna take this risk.
Of course,
because you can, and you got to take risks in life.
Yeah, you gotta chuck the fatte, man. You gotta keep chucking the fatte, dude.
Koi director dekhda sada podcast, please.
Yeah, you kind of gotta go all the way for something to like come with it too.
We'll be the vichole.
We'll be the vichole for the roles.
There you go, man.
Yeah. That's so sick.
All right, Sukhman, before we end off the pod, I have some viewer confessions, right? These have nothing to do with you, don't worry. We're not going to scare you. These are just general viewer confessions, and we're all going to sit down and react to them together, okay?
All right.
Let's do it. I was at the Toronto airport, and I saw this lady fall onto the conveyor belt that loops around with all the suitcases.
Damn.
And she couldn't get back up. So she did 3 laps around it before someone helped her up. She tried to blame security afterwards for distracting her, which made no sense. She took the L but didn't want to accept it. Do you think she was in the right?
First of all, why isn't nobody helping her?
Like three rounds. For follow-up question, how did you get on the conveyor?
Yeah.
It's the Masha, man.
Oh my god. And those things go slow, right? Like
they do.
You're waiting there.
They're not that fast.
Yeah, no, I can see you. Like, imagine you're like a big person, right? And then you go to get your tattoo, and you lean in, and then that's it from there. You're just swimming in it, and then you're just flying.
Ujari auntie, man.
Yeah.
What if you're like ungli or something gets caught in the?
That's gone. It's industrial gone. Yeah. That's crazy.
Okay, next one's pretty wild. I just read a little bit of it. Okay, I have a crush on my cousin's girlfriend, but I don't know how to address it. I love and respect my cousin, but I also have really strong feelings for his girl. She's everything I have ever wanted in a girl, and I don't know what to do. Do you guys have any advice for me?
Wow. Find another girl.
What the hell? Find a different girl. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, a lot of time when people cheat or something like that happens, it's never like some random. I mean, it could be, but it's like a lot of. I feel it's people they know or it's someone they're really close to. It's like why? Yeah, you know, first of all, you shouldn't be doing that. Period. Yeah, but it's like, why is he into his cousin's girl? There's millions and billions of people in the world.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Right?
Why that
there's
one
not
person?
A lot of fish in your sea, buddy.
Yeah. It makes. I think it's also like. Nazar of him like he definitely put some nazar on that relationship too, man. So probably do some like go to the Gurdwara, like please have them break up or something, right? That's crazy.
Man, you gotta find another girl, dude.
Whoa.
It's a good one though. It's a good one.
Sounds a little crazy, so kind of. It's a little wild. It's a little wild.
Alright, check it out.
Whoa, okay. After I saw Sukhman on Late Bloomer. I was infatuated. No, that's just a me.
That's just you. Okay.
Yeah, that was
that's cool.
me. I was stalking. Okay. My teacher caught me sending notes to my crush in class when I was in grade 7. I'd always send my crush flirty notes. When my teacher noticed, he intercepted the note and decided to read out in front of the class. He read out, "I think you're really cute. Let's go to the dance together." Everyone in the class started laughing. I could tell the teacher felt bad for me, and my crush left the class by herself embarrassed. The only positive thing is that my grade 7 crush is now my girlfriend of 7 years, and she always brings up this story. But I wanted to ask, what would you do in my situation, and what do you think of it?
Yo, I think you're the man for doing that.
Yeah.
And you held your ground. So kudos to you. And look, you got the girl, man.
Kudos.
You got the big things.
7 years
Kudos.
is a long time. What would you do in that situation though? Let's see if it didn't work out. Let's put you guys on a little theory.
What if the note said "kidna baby"?
Oh man, I think that's a no-go, fam.
What would you do in that situation?
What would you do in that situation?
What do you mean? I rocking my chest out, dude. I was trying to go.
Then go to the next one, right?
I know you're so young at that point too. It's like
grade 7's quite young, yo. So
it's
like,
fine.
I think I don't know. I think a lot of people would be very embarrassed in that situation.
Yeah.
I would assume so.
But it seemed like he had confidence, man.
Yeah, I mean, he got the girl.
He got the girl. Even if he didn't, he's like, yo, I did something that y'all couldn't do.
Yeah.
So, you know,
That's
I'm
true.
alpha.
You know, my favorite viewer submitted confession. You know what it is, Sukhman? There's some dude who took a date to Playland. You know Playland? You've probably been there. It's Vancouver. We got the rides and shit, man.
Peony.
Yeah, he took Playland, right? I went on the big, what's that little umbrella? Like you ride on the swings, it goes like super high up.
Okay, yeah.
You know that
Atmosphere?
thing, right?
Atmosphere.
Yeah. And he like pissed himself on that. But then he was like with his girl, and she was like in the other seat. Yeah, and
pissed
then
in his pants?
yeah. But then he had to like hide it for like the rest of the day.
How do you hide?
And he's like after that, she like didn't like talk to me for like a while. And I was like,
it makes sense.
That's your favorite one?
yeah.
Why is that
Why?
your favorite one?
Because P&E is like iconic canon event for me growing up.
Oh
as a
yeah,
kid. And I just knew that some fucked up shit.
So
happened.
I'll expose Manrav here real quick. This guy lost his Pagh flew off on the wooden roller coaster when he's
Oh,
when he went to
what?
Yeah. My Pagh
Tied
flew. I
enough?
can show you the photo after, yo. It's so funny. You know, no, it was like back before I had my driver's license. So we all took the Surrey Sky train to the PNE, and we took the bus and everything.
Yeah.
We were all like in like grade 9 or something. And then like the very first ride of the day, we were first in line for the wooden roller coaster. Have you been on it? The wooden roller coaster?
Like I've been to similar ones in Wonderland.
You
or
never went
CNE.
to PNE, eh?
I went to PNE when I lived here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have CNE though.
So wooden roller coaster is a little fucked, yo. Like the thing is, like with that thing, like the way it feels is sometimes you don't really know if you're gonna survive. If like like the kids on the back are still gonna be on the back when you get to the bottom. Like it's a little ghetto, yo. It's made out of wood. Like I don't think we really do that in modern day construction. But like so we sat in the very front. And like obviously like you know roller coaster is a big hill and then it goes down, right? So we're like right up here and like my Pagh was like more tiny back then, it was more childish. Okay. Right? And like so we went down and like I just like lost it, dude. Like it just flew off, right? And then I turn around and there's like these two white girls behind me, right? And it's like in her face. No. And she's like, what the fuck is this? And she like just let it go. And then but like my hair kept flying back too, right? Because like back when I was young my hair was longer. Like
Tarzan.
Yeah, and it's just going into her face and the whole time she was like, F this, F that, like this guy or whatever. And I was so embarrassed, right? And then I had to like walk around and then they were like, if you want us to find her for you, we have to shut down the whole ride and you have to like pay and stuff.
What?
And I just had like a whole like F you guys moment. And then my friend was Tupac.
Yeah, because didn't they say you have to pay a fine or something?
Yeah. Because you have to like, it's like a controlled area. You like shut it down.
I understand. But like,
That's so wild.
Yeah, I know.
But
like I was actually like gang. There's a picture of me when I came down the roller coaster. I looked at my friend. I was like, I feel like
and you said you're one of your boys tied to the mullah?
Yeah. So he had the stars, right?
Yeah.
So he just gave me the under one.
Wow, that's respect to him, man.
Yeah.
That's respect. So for our 1 year anniversary, I took my girlfriend to the movies. She's the best thing that ever happened to me, and we're so close. I'm also a Singh who wears a big damala. When we went to the movie theater, we sat in the very front and we were watching the new Spider-Man. And there was all these like high school, middle school age kids, and they were sitting in the back. And when they saw me with my girlfriend, they're like, "Senga, chakde!" And they were just super loud and super embarrassing. And after that, my girl didn't talk to me properly for the rest of the night because these high schoolers were so loud.
Wow.
Yeah. How should I go about this scenario? Well, it was actually Gyanni Chakde.
Oh, yeah, that word.
Yeah, it was Gyanni Chakde. But yeah,
I don't
that's
like
a derogatory term.
Yeah, what would like he's like he doesn't know if like in that scenario he should have like told the kids to shut the F up or if he should have just kept his head down like he did.
Yeah.
Because it's like a bunch of kids, right?
Yeah, I think they're not.
I mean, like,
I feel like kids still need to be taught that's a derogatory term. Like, you can't just say it like that to like.
But what if they said Singh chocolate? They would have been different. You think so?
Yeah, I think Singh chocolate is different than Gyanni chocolate.
But it's still like.
Yeah, because I feel like when kids like that use it, they use it in like a derogatory way.
I think there's something deeper here. I think that the fact that like if a non-Singh apna went to the movie theater with a girl, question you koi.
Absolutely.
Then why is it like Jo Singh randa all the way Singh chocolate? Like what's the?
Yo, I've encountered those people too. Not like that. Like a lot of people are just like Singh.
It's a thing. Like it definitely is. It's like oh dekh Singh ki karda, right? But it's like it's almost like a it's like
a backwards mentality. It's like, what are Singhs supposed to do? It's like all those people that think Singhs are just like babbe that just go to the Gurdwara and that's it. Like we can't even have a podcast because we should just be out here doing part all day. Like you know what I mean? There's actually people out there who have never been exposed to religion much in their life, and they genuinely just think like, yo, these guys are just built for the Gurdwara.
Yeah,
like I've encountered it.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually,
you've never encountered anything like that?
Not like you know you gotta be at the Gurdwara or anything. I know like people, other things, especially like in Punjab, when they see like the style I wear, this is like the UK Kenyan style. They'll be like, oh, hey, this is not a real Pagh. Or this is a parnaya.
Nah, there's nothing offensive about it,
right? But I'm like, yo, hey, my hair is covered out of respect to you know my relationship with God, like and the paggan that people tie nowadays are not even the paggan that were tied back in Guru Sahib's time. Right? So it's and they keep changing, right? They get the little news. The Vatali Pagh came back. It's like it's you know
there's different ways to tie it, and like I don't think people understand that.
You gotta tie with pyar and just the like understand that it's like a respect thing, right?
It's just segregation.
It's so weird because I'll have people in our comments being like, "My Pagh isn't a Pagh, it's a Pagh."
Dude, one time,
and I'm like, so who cares?
Yo, one time, right? Somebody, active was like to me, he's like, yo, what do you think about adults who still wear jewelry and patke, right? Like little patke and stuff. And I went ham, dude. I was like, yo, like it's not that hard to learn how to tie a Pagh, and it brings their sadari up by like plus 10 level points, right? So like just do his thing, right? Everybody in the comments like, look at this fucking guy's Pagh, yo, what the hell is that on his head? Like,
wow, man.
It's like so small. And then, but it's like, yo, man.
People are gonna say regardless. I'm sure after this they'll probably talk about your Pagh again. But
my Pagh is in good.
The start is the start, right?
I really like it, the start, yo.
Yeah,
like genuinely, dude. Yeah.
Everyone, we all have.
Yeah. Jasmine, I like it, the start too.
Thanks.
Before we end off the podcast, Sukhman, I want to ask you 2 questions. All right.
Absolutely.
One, what did you think of all of us? And a quick rundown. You can give a quick 5-10 second synopsis of Manrav. A quick breakdown of Manrav.
Yeah.
And then a quick breakdown of Jasmine and myself if you want to. And then what's a message you have for Singhs that want to get into the creative space? Okay. Any sort of like advice or anything you can give?
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I think all you guys were super, and I'm not even saying this like pampani kise nu karda kade. So whatever genuine, right? Like we spoke and very genuine conversation. It wasn't like too formal. It was just like we're friends all from the get. Everyone, man, as soon as you met you guys, I felt like jaan bujde hain.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, quiet.
We're the more like
more talkative ones.
They're a little bit more outgoing than I am sometimes.
I'm bit bachale ji hain, bol lene nahi bol le, hai na. But I mean, I think you guys are killing it. Before I came, I saw some of your guys' work. Because I always make sure you gotta know who we're gonna speak to. So I saw you guys always have good chemistry with each other, and there's always good vibes. And I was like, you know what, this is why not, right? Let's support each other. Of course. I feel like our people sometimes bring each other down, but the only way up is we support each other, right?
100%.
And then for the Singhs or even not Singhs, anyone out there, the creative field is again what we kind of spoke in the very beginning. It's funny, it's like an intro, now it's an outro.
Exactly.
It's if you're in it for the wrong reasons, if you're in it for the money, fame, and all that kind of stuff. I'm still working up. We're still starting, but we're going to hopefully keep ladder moving.
100%.
And even if we don't, let's say, it doesn't happen. At least we tried. And we're not going to live with regret.
No, but you're going to rock it.
You're going to rock it.
The next generation, we want to inspire them, right?
Yeah.
We want them to do better than we did, just like our parents wanted to do us to do better than them. But it is a hard field. For myself, I audition all the time. And out of like 100, you might get like 1 or 2. And it puts people down because it's like I'm putting all this work in, like even myself, I have to not just get ready, I have to memorize lines, I have to find a reader, I have to do the setup, do the thing, give 110%, knowing that 99% I'm not going to make it, I'm not going to get the gig, I'm not going to book it. So it's if you're open to that, and I say go for it, because we talk about YOLO, it's such a YOLO Drake, but no man, like we literally have one chance, and once as you get older, you can start acting anytime. I personally think,
Yeah.
But the time's never gonna come back.
100%. Chalo, that was a really positive way to end it off.
Right.
Well, appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I didn't get to say it in the beginning, but I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, man, we love having you. We'll get you back in like a year. And hopefully, when you come
I
back,
appreciate you more, bro.
Can we make a quick call to Babu, please?
Oh my God. Babu's contact.
Call to Babu, please.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll talk to Babu. We'll send him this end of the clip.
Yeah.
And there you go. We'll connect you with him.
Please.
Yeah.
Can we
love you.
That's so
can you please send me some baby and good?